Now on CoastTV News.
Property tax talks after pushback on Delaware's reassessment. What to expect as public hearings in Legislative Hall begin today.
Delaware park fee debate. Denrick is ready to make their case for a potential increase, why the department says paying more to enter state parks is necessary.
Good Tuesday morning, Delmarva. Waking up to temperatures in the 60s, one more cloudy, muggy day, and windy conditions developing at the coast late today through tomorrow. Plus, a nice, refreshing fall-like air arrives. I'll have details next.
OC Fireworks Future. The review of those displays taking place today by the mayor and council.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us for our 5 o'clock hour.
And it is the final day of September, the fall season in full effect.
I think Thanksgiving's going to be here before you know it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I felt like once we hit Memorial Day, the 4th of July hit like that. So yes, I agree with you.
Chris and I talked yesterday. I said summer feels long ago, but also doesn't. I'm just losing track of what the day is. And now we're basically in October. Hard to believe. Got baseball this afternoon. Everything is heating up fall. Chris, we're going to maybe get into some cooler temperatures too, maybe?
Yeah, now we just need the weather to cooperate, right? It's confusing everybody around here. Good morning, Delmarva. As we take a live look into Ocean City, it is quite tranquil of a start. We're dry out there, but quite mild, especially at the coast. We're at 71 degrees, dew point 66, so that muggy feel is still in the air. We're at 66, Milford, 67 in Seaford and Georgetown, and there in Salisbury as well, 67 in Longneck. Winds pretty calm for most of Delmarva, but they're beginning to pick up at the coast, 10 to 20 miles an hour, and the winds are really going to start cranking later today through Wednesday, specifically at the coast. Dew points right now are in the 60s. What you see on the radar here is not reaching the ground. What is reaching the ground is back across portions of Virginia and portions of Maryland, but we're going to stay pretty dry. It's this cold front extending across portions of Ottawa, Toronto. That is sliding southward, and that's going to finally bring us some fall-like air to Delmarva. Here is Imelda on the verge of becoming a hurricane, stalled out front. See some rain there along the southeast coast. Imelda is already beginning to pull away from the east coast, as both Umberto and Imelda are not going to give us any major impacts. But yes, we have one more cloudy day. Winds are going to be picking up at the coast, as well as some dangerous surf and rip currents really today through the end of the week, and that autumn-like feel is finally going to arrive by tomorrow afternoon is when you're going to really feel the difference out there. Northeast winds are going to continue about 10 to 20 miles an hour. A mostly cloudy day, trying to see some breaks in those clouds later on today, but we're pretty much going to see plenty of sunshine by tomorrow. We'll talk more about that coming up in the full 7-day forecast. Matt.
All right, thank you, Chris. Our top story this hour, the first of 4 public hearings this fall in the Delaware General Assembly. This is to discuss the property reassessment in the wake of a spike to homeowner tax bills. After today, the hearings continue on October 7th, October 21st, and November 4th. Those meetings are taking place at Legislative Hall in Dover, all starting at 9:30 a.m.
And you may remember in August, Governor Matt Meyer signed a series of bills aimed at combating property reassessment. The bills passed after an hours-long special session that month. According to Governor Meyer, the legislation creates fairer tax rates, gives homeowners flexible payment plans, and even provides refunds to people who overpaid. Lawmakers say the changes will also keep school funding intact. However, at a press conference, Republican leaders expressed concern over what they call a rushed process, with rules suspended to introduce and vote on bills in the same day.
New this morning, Delawareans can weigh in on updates to the state's growth and spending strategies. Delaware Office of State Planning Coordination hosting a workshop today in Georgetown. According to the state, the plan helps guide where and how state resources are invested. Comments are accepted in writing or by email until October 10th. The office says today's workshop takes place at the Sussex County Emergency Operations Center in Georgetown at 4:30.
In Lewes, the city is the last place still charging for parking, but that's about to end. Beach parking ends today. Downtown meters will be active through October 14th. Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, Bethany Beach, and Fenwick Island all wrapped up on September 15th. The cost for beach parking is $2.50, and downtown is $1.50.
Convention Center improvements to future fireworks shows. And there's a recap of this year's Bike Fest. They're all in focus today in Ocean City. Mayor Rick Meehan and Ocean City Council say companies can now send in their bids for a landscaping project at the Convention Center. Tourism and business development staff are expected to present a request to extend Ocean City's fireworks contract. Organizers of the OC Rock and Ride Bike Fest, they will give a recap of this year's event and discuss what future festivals could look like.
Changes could be coming to Delaware State Park fees, and the public is being asked to weigh in. Denrick says it will host 3 open houses starting today through Thursday, October 2nd. Possible changes could impact fee schedules for daily entrance, annual, and lifetime passes. According to Denrick, park fees have not increased since 2015, even as operating costs have gone up more than 120%. In Sussex County, people can head to the Officers Club at Cape Henlopen State Park Wednesday at 5:30. Today, people can head to the Alapocas Run State Park in Wilmington at 5:30.
Delaware State University getting a boost for its online education efforts. They're announcing a new $2 million grant that helps expand a first-of-its-kind program. This connects historically black colleges and universities. The Thurgood Marshall College Fund awarded the grant to support HBCU. That's an online consortium found at Delaware State. University leaders say the funding will help reach more students, including the 500,000 African Americans currently learning online. And for more information on what schools are joining Delaware State in the consortium, you can head on over to the article on CoastTV.com.
Maryland is taking a big step to support residents with disabilities. Starting Wednesday, October 1st, those with hidden disabilities will have the opportunity to add a butterfly symbol to their driver's license or ID at no cost. According to the state, the new designation is part of what's being called Eric's ID law. It's designed to help first responders recognize hidden disabilities and respond with greater understanding while protecting individual privacy.
Now we're now getting a live look at Washington, D.C. In less than 24 hours from now, the U.S. could face a government shutdown. That's according to the vice president. President Trump and congressional leaders, they held a face-to-face meeting Monday but left with no compromise and time running out.
NBC's Alice Barr shows us how lawmakers are racing against or just letting the clock run out.
On the final day before a government shutdown, hope is fading for a compromise.
I think we're headed to a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing.
The two parties trading blame after the top 4 congressional leaders met with President Trump and Vice President Vance.
Their bill has not one iota of Democratic input. That is never how we've done this before.
Republicans adamant Senate Democrats should sign on to the short-term funding bill that passed the House without requiring bipartisan support.
There's nothing partisan in here. No policy riders, none of our big party preferences.
Democrats are holding out to reverse health care cuts and extend Obamacare's subsidies set to expire at the end of the year, and say they don't trust GOP promises to take the issue up later.
When they say later, they mean never. We have to do it now.
President Trump has said a shutdown could bring mass firings of federal workers and called demands from Democrats unserious and ridiculous. Then last night, the president posted a fake video with a sombrero edited onto Hakeem Jeffries, the top Democrat in the House, while the Senate's top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, delivers a manipulated, likely AI-generated speech. Schumer responded to the president, "If you think your shutdown is a joke, it proves you can't negotiate, you can only throw tantrums," while Jeffries said, quote, "Bigotry will get you nowhere." The sharp words further sign of how far apart the two sides are as federal workers wait to hear if their paychecks will stop.
We are very, very concerned about the next few days, very stressed, very anxious.
In a looming shutdown. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And we're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, community reacts to possible projects. We'll show you the plans for a big addition in Crisfield.
And exciting education celebration, how a new historical marker highlights one of university's important journeys.
Monopoly makes its return. It's at McDonald's. What's different this year about the popular fast food game? All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Good Tuesday morning, Delmarva. As we take a live look into Salisbury, it's another mild, muggy start to our day here on Delmarva. We're at 67 degrees. Temperatures across the area, 68 in Milton. We're at 70 in Rehoboth, 71 Ocean City, and 67 in Georgetown. Starting to see some gusts pick up at the coast out of the northeast, 20 in Indian River Inlet to 17 in Ocean City. And those winds are really going to begin picking up later on today through Wednesday. We're pretty dry. This moisture you see here on the radar not reaching the ground. High pressure to our north. Our tropical systems are going to stay to our south and go out to sea. And this cold front you see parked across the Canadian and New York border there, that is pushing southward and will arrive tonight. It's going to help finally usher in some autumn-like air. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s today. We drop 70 tomorrow, and look at that, by Thursday 68, and we're going to be talking about overnight lows in the 40s come Thursday and Friday morning. You get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert Weather Phone, sponsored by Broxton Mandalas Federico. We'll have a look at those cooler temperatures coming up in the 7-day forecast here in a few minutes. Matt.
Okay, Chris. October is Fire Prevention Month, and the Salisbury Fire Department is reminding you to stay safe. According to the department, this year's theme is Charge into Fire Safety Lithium-ion Batteries in Your Home. Most electronic devices use these kind of batteries, and the department says if not used correctly, they can overload or even explode. The department says people should only buy products that undergo national lab testing, charge devices safely, and dispose of batteries correctly.
Looking ahead in Milton, new lane closure hours are coming to Route 1 and Route 16. DelDOT says starting Wednesday, October 1st, Route 1 will see daytime lane closures Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with overnight closures 7 days a week from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. on Route 16. Daytime closures will run every day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with overnight work also occurring. DelDOT says these hours will continue through the off-peak season until the end of April 2026.
And also from DelDOT, Woodland Ferry will be shut down for 2 days this week. The closure is set for Thursday and Friday, and this is to allow for an underwater inspection of the ferry's hull and slips.
McDonald's is bringing back a game for customers from Baltic Avenue to the Boardwalk. Fast food giant Monopoly's return to U.S. on October 6th. In addition to free food, some of the prizes up for grabs include 1 million American Airlines miles and a Jeep Grand Cherokee. One lucky player will also walk away with $1 million in cash. The game pieces will be scanned into the McDonald's app for redemption.
Chipotle is spicing up its menu. The fast food chain is introducing a new red chimichurri sauce. It's a $1 side. It's made with garlic, some peppers, citrus juice. Chipotle says it's aimed at Gen Z diners who tend to like bold flavors. The company says the new sauce will help it rebound from 2 consecutive quarters of slumping sales. The new offering is set to debut today, but only for a limited time.
And we're dealing with the cloudy skies once again today on Delmarva. Windy conditions really developing along the coast both today and tomorrow, as well as some dangerous swells, some indirect effects of both Imelda and Humberto. We're going to talk about some fall-like air arriving by tomorrow. Our full forecast right after the break.
Time is 5:17, and we're getting a live look at the bright lights of Salisbury on this Tuesday morning. And moments ago, Chris, you were showing us actually how those gusts, we're now seeing that along the coast.
Yeah, and they're going to be picking up even higher as we go into the latter part of today through tomorrow. Could see some gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. We're pretty dry and tranquil through most of Delmarva this morning, but it's quite mild still. 67 degrees, dew point 65, winds pretty light out of the northeast at about 7 miles an hour. We're at 66, Milford 68, Millsboro milder at the coast 70, Rehoboth to 71 in Ocean City. There's those gusts, 21 Indian River Inlet, and they're going to continue to pick up in intensity throughout the afternoon. Dew points right now mid to upper 60s. So we have one final day of this mugginess, and we'll finally get this cold front to push through tonight, and then we're going to have some real nice crisp drier air as dew points will be falling into the 40s. So we're dry of any precipitation. What you see here is not reaching the surface. Most of the shower activity is well off to our southwest. High pressure building in. And well, we've been talking a lot about these 2 tropical cyclones. You have Hurricane Humberto has weakened. Still a strong Category 2 hurricane just to the west. Tropical storm Imelda on the cusp of being a hurricane here, and both of these systems are going to be pushing out to sea here over the next few days. So really all we're going to be seeing across Delmarva is high surf and really coastal impacts. And we're going to stay dry really for the next 7 days, not forecasting any rain until probably next Wednesday or Thursday. Gale warnings continue for the entire Delmarva coast through 6 o'clock. High surf advisory. This kicks in tonight and runs through Thursday. Could see some swells as high as 10 to 11 feet from Ocean City southward. Cloudy skies today, temperatures mid to upper 70s. Trying to get some breaks in the clouds late this afternoon, but it's not really going to be until overnight we begin to see some breaks in the clouds, decreasing clouds. We fall into the mid to upper 50s, maybe some lower 50s northern Delmarva the quicker we get the clouds out of here. But look at that northeast wind tomorrow. Highs tomorrow, upper 60s to lower 70s, and then by Thursday morning, could see some upper 40s farther away from the coast as we go into Thursday and Friday morning. There's those gusts, 25, 30 miles an hour this afternoon, gusting as high as 37 to 40 this time tomorrow into tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll continue to stay pretty breezy into Thursday. Not as high though, 20 to 25 mile an hour winds out of the northeast. So we have high pressure to our north building in. There's Umberto pulling Imelda out to sea as we go into your Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday, and then we're just going to be very tranquil and pleasant through the end of the week. So we're at 76 today. Again, the breezy conditions are going to be primarily at the coast, decreasing clouds overnight. We fall to 59, 70 for our Wednesday. Few clouds to start, but a sunny, gorgeous afternoon. And we're up to only 68 by Thursday, mostly sunny skies through Friday. And then we gradually turn a bit warmer by the end of the weekend, but a gorgeous weekend at that, with mostly sunny skies and highs in the upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. New this morning, Delaware is investing in early literacy with a new statewide grant program. The goal, to make sure every child is reading on grade level by the end of 3rd grade. According to the Department of Education, the Bridge to Practice grant is a $7.2 million competitive program designed to help districts and charter schools improve reading instruction. The agency says funding will support high-quality classroom materials, professional learning for teachers, student-centered coaching, and improved staffing models.
University of Maryland Eastern Shore is celebrating a big milestone. A recent ceremony unveiled a historical marker at the location of the school's founding. Organizers say the markers recognize the approximate spot of Olney, founding building of what was then Princess Anne Academy. The school was founded in 1886 with 9 students. According to the university, over 2,000 students are enrolled at UMES today, and the school is considered a top HBCU.
More to come on CoastTV News today. Community reacts to possible project while some business owners say the plans for a new addition in Crisfield is needed. Don't go anywhere.
Artists hoping to leave their mark on Salisbury City Park have until the end of the day to apply for a new public art project. The city says it is accepting qualifications for a permanent sculpture. Work is expected to reflect themes of community, accessibility, and interactivity. The project is backed by a Maryland State Arts Council grant with up to $30,000 available for design, materials, and installation. 5 semifinalists will each receive a $1,000 stipend to develop detailed proposals before a final selection is made in November.
It recently came to light that a $100 million project is being planned in Crisfield, a large-scale project that could include hotels, restaurants, recreation space, homes, and businesses, all right on top of Crisfield's waterfront, is something business owners say is sorely needed.
I've been talking about it for years, that we need some private enterprise to spark the fire that could light Crisfield up.
It's the potential that's igniting excitement. People within Crisfield are now just hoping it comes to fruition. And Matt, you had a couple days off, a nice long weekend. You said you got in some good beach time.
It was some good beach time. Water temperature was nice, decent enough waves for riding. So yeah, it was a good way to close out what I consider the
Glad
summer.
to hear it.
Yeah. As we bring in First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono. Chris, you know, as we roll into October, we're looking at about the same along the coast.
Yeah, you know what? This weekend's looking pretty nice, but over the next few days, winds are really going to be picking up along the coast as well as the surf. 71 degrees in Ocean City right now. Winds are out of the northeast about 7 miles an hour, but see the indirect effects of both Umberto and Imelda. They're going to stay well to our southeast, but we have gale warnings up through 6 o'clock Wednesday. Good to see gusts off the coast as high as 40, 45 miles an hour. High surf advisory. This kicks in 2 o'clock this afternoon and runs through 6 a.m. Thursday. could see waves as high as 11 feet over the next few days. And we're going to see temperatures generally in the 70s today along the coast. High risk of rip currents, mostly cloudy skies. Once again, kind of similar to what we saw yesterday as far as the cloud cover is concerned across the area. Cambridge, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s through the afternoon, as well as Crisfield with the highs right around 75 degrees this afternoon. So coming up, we'll talk more about the cooler air arriving tomorrow, and it's going to feel pretty good after this muggy stretch of weather we've been having. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. And after the break on Coast TV News Today, connecting college students, will tell you how Delaware State University is getting a major boost for one of its online programs.
Also bids, bike fest, fireworks. Oh my on that one. What Ocean City leaders will discuss today that could impact future celebrations in the town.
And parking fee free in Lewes as beach parking comes to an end. We'll tell you what areas still cost in town and how much you'll be expected to dish out. Coast TV News Today will be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
Property value probe. Public hearings in Delaware's Legislative Hall begin today. What lawmakers are attempting to accomplish after some shock over the amount homeowners are expected to pay.
DSU Digital Boost, how a recent grant is expected to help the university connect to other HBCUs.
Good Tuesday morning, Delmarva. Waking up to temperatures in the 60s. One more cloudy, muggy day and windy conditions developing at the coast late today through tomorrow. Plus, a nice, refreshing fall-like air arrives. I'll have details next.
Final day of fees. While paying for beach parking in Lewes is set to end, where rates are still in effect in October on the Delmarva coast.
This is Coast TV News Today.
September 30th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensa. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Here at 5:30 a.m. and well, it really is the need for caffeine on this Tuesday morning.
Yes. Well, yesterday was National Coffee Day.
Oh, I missed that one.
Did you celebrate with any coffee yesterday?
I always drink coffee.
Always.
So yes, I guess I did
necessity.
celebrate.
Yes, I had some coffee myself this morning. Obviously, would not be able to function right now if I did not have caffeine. Chris, what about you? Did you celebrate National Coffee Day after work yesterday?
I did. Yeah, my girlfriend and I were getting some coffee there. And yeah, need the coffee today. It's been a dreary start to the week. Cloudy skies. We're going to kind of have a carbon copy today of what we had yesterday on Delmarva. We're at 67 right now in Dover. Still that muggy feel in the air. We're at 68 in Milton, 67 Gumboro. A bit milder along the coast, 71 Lewes to 72 Indian River Inlet. So we continue to have that northeasterly wind flow, and that's really going to be the case here over the next 2 days. In fact, winds are going to be picking up, especially at the coast as we go into the afternoon through the overnight. Dew points still are in the 60s. We have one more muggy day to get through. We are dry. What you see here on the radar not reaching the surface. A few light showers back across portions of West Virginia and Virginia. This cold front, this is what we're tracking. That is going to bring us the reprieve from the humidity. Drier air is going to be building in here. And we have a meld. You see the western side of it. It's pulling away from the coast already and will likely be a hurricane by today. So we have one more muggy day. Gusts at the coast as high as 40 miles an hour tonight through Wednesday. Umberto and Imelda, indirect effects on Delmarva will be dangerous surf, high rip currents over the course of the next few days. And then we have that fall-like air mass that arrives, well, by tomorrow. The cold front's going to be pushing through late tonight, bringing in that drier air. Temperatures today rising into the mid-70s under those cloudy skies. Winds inland generally about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Again, more of the breezy conditions are going to be confined to the coastal areas. Coming up, we'll talk about the cooler temperatures ahead in that 7-day forecast. Elisa.
All right, thank you, Chris. Our top story this hour, the first of 4 public hearings this fall in the Delaware General Assembly to discuss property reassessment. This is in the wake of a spike to homeowner tax bills. After today, the hearings continue on October 7th, October 21st, and November 4th. Those meetings are going to be held at Legislative Hall in Dover, all starting at 9:30 a.m.
New this morning, Delawareans can weigh in on updates to the state's growth and spending strategy. The Delaware Office of State Planning Coordination hosting a workshop today in Georgetown. And according to the state, the plan helps guide where and how state resources are invested. Comments are accepted in writing or by email until October 10th, and the office says the workshop takes place at the Sussex County Emergency Operations Center in Georgetown, and that's at 4:30 p.m.
In Lewes, the city is the last place still charging for parking, but that's about to end as today is the last day of beach parking. Downtown meters will be active through October 14th. Rehoboth, Dewey, Bethany, and Fenwick Island all wrapped up on September 15th. The cost for beach parking in Lewes is $2.50. In downtown, it's $1.50.
In Ocean City, starting tomorrow, parking is free Monday through Thursday at the Inland Lot and Ocean Blocks. However, paid parking remains on the weekends, though the rate drops to $2.50 an hour. During the summer season, drivers paid $3.50 an hour.
Convention Center improvements to future fireworks shows and a recap of this year's Bike Fest are the focus today in Ocean City. Mayor Rick Meehan and Ocean City Council members say companies can now send in their bids for a landscaping project at the Convention Center. Tourism and business development staff are expected to present a request to extend Ocean City's firework contract. Organizers of the OC Rock and Ride Bike Fest will give a recap of this year's event and discuss what the future looks like for that festival.
Delaware State University is getting a boost for its online education efforts. They're announcing a new $2 million grant that helps expand its first-of-its-kind program. This connects historically black colleges and universities. The Thurgood Marshall College Fund awarded the grant to support HBCU. That's an online consortium founded at Delaware State. University leaders say the funding will help reach more students, including the 500,000 African Americans currently learning online.
We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. If anything on your to-do list involves Uncle Sam, you might want to cross it off today. That's because parts of the federal government could turn off the lights around midnight Eastern time tonight.
Yeah, it's due to a funding impasse centered at the cost of health care, and Amy Kiley shows us how a shutdown might affect you.
Millions and millions of lives will be upended.
The federal government could shut down tonight and Americans could feel the impact. That's unless Congress reaches an agreement by midnight.
I think we're headed to a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing.
Sticking points remain. Democrats want to undo recent Medicaid cuts and preserve certain Obamacare subsidies. They also want to make it harder for the president to cut funds Congress has approved.
This relates to the well-being and the health of the American people.
In a shutdown, non-essential federal employees face furloughs. For Americans, that might affect customer service, paperwork, national parks, food inspections, and more. The White House is even threatening to fire some workers.
The federal workforce is already shrinking rapidly, down by 97,000 jobs.
Social Security payments will continue, but the timing could be confusing. Today, an unrelated executive order is ending paper government checks. Meanwhile, a shutdown could cause travel delays.
Planes will take off, but it's going to be a massive strain on the system.
Some experts worry a government closure could hurt the economy. It also could delay the release of economic reports crucial to investors and the Federal Reserve.
This will be a momentous week for the U.S. economy and the financial markets.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
President Trump met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House Monday to try and turn rising hopes into a deal to end the Israel offensive in Gaza and free hostages still held there. The 21-point U.S. plan to end the war begins with an immediate ceasefire and proposes Hamas release all of the hostages within 48 hours. This is in exchange for a phased withdrawal of Israeli troops with the aim of permanent ceasefire. Three sources familiar with the plan told NBC News.
And we have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, impending zoo improvements. What achievement the Salisbury Zoo is seeking with new planned improvements.
Also, boys soccer showdown, the high-scoring affair involving Greenwood Mennonite. Stay with us on CoastTV News today.
Well, your Tuesday morning is off to a fantastic start. Weather-wise, we're still going to be dealing with the clouds today. The muggy conditions right now we're at 67 in Salisbury. Temperatures are generally in the mid to upper 60s away from the coast. 67 Milton, 67 Bridgeville, 70 in Rehoboth, and we are at 71 in Ocean City. Wind gusts right now pretty calm for most of the peninsula. If you go to the coast where we're seeing gusts upwards of 15 to 20 miles an hour, and those winds are going to be picking up throughout the day today. We're free of any precipitation. What you see on the radar not falling to the surface. High pressure to our north as well as a cold front, and that's really going to be sinking southward through tonight. and finally kicking this muggy air mass out of here. So a mild muggy start with cloudy skies, temperatures right around 66 to start, and those temperatures this afternoon once again reaching the mid to upper 70s, average high 75, so right on par for that today. But once that cold front comes through, we're going to dry that air out and really cool those temperatures off. We'll talk more about the 7-day forecast here in just a few minutes. Back.
All right, Kiss, the Fenwick Island's taking a new step to fight flooding with the launch of its first ever street and berm project. It begins at Farmington Street. It's led by town's infrastructure committee, and the project involves stacking sandbags at the end of the street and connecting them to neighboring properties to create a berm. Goal is to block tidal waters from pushing into the street during high tides or storm events, and town officials say if the project proves successful, similar berms may be installed to other vulnerable areas.
New dates have been announced for road work taking place on High Street near Long Wharf Park. This is according to the Cambridge Department of Public Works. On your screen now is where road work will occur on Tuesday and Wednesday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The department advises drivers to expect traffic delays and to watch for workers in the area.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning, sports fans, and happy Tuesday. Let's head to the soccer pitch for some highlights. Greenwood Mennonite hosted West Nottingham Academy yesterday in some high-scoring Delaware soccer action, and the Rams attacked early. Jean Famani Zagbelamu scores with his left. Nottingham goes up 1-0, and then the Flames respond with some good footwork. Blake Mast puts the ball in the net. It's all tied up, and let's do it again. That's what Mast said. Goes with his left this time, puts Greenwood on top, 2-1. And now, some good passing from the Flames. Carter Long crosses it from the right side. Reese Crockett sends it back, and Jaron Sterling finishes it off. 3-1 the score. The Flames made it 4-1, and now 5-1 thanks to Carter Long. Just too easy was right in front of the goal. Gotta wake up, Rams, and good listening. Famani Zagbelamu scores his second goal, 5-2 Flames at the half. Greenwood goes up 6-2 in the second, but give Famani Zagbelamu a hat trick. Tough angle, but he scores. The Flames get it back. Ezra Schwartzentruber hits the crossbar, but Caleb Long rebounds and scores. 7-3 Greenwood. The final score, 7-5. That'll do it. Thanks for watching.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 5:30, we have live Delaware High School field hockey when Sussex Academy hosts Delmar, and then you can catch the final score at 10:30. Now you can watch that field hockey game on DSN Plus, along with these exclusives. At 4 p.m., Bennett hosts Queen Anne's and girls soccer. At 5, it's Bayside Conference girls volleyball when Kent Island travels to Queen Anne's. 6:30, Kate takes on Polytech, and Smyrna visits Cesar Rodney.
What's new in theaters and on streaming and home video today? Well, David Daniel has a preview in today's Hollywood Minute.
World, Chuck. Everything you've ever loved. Everything you see.
If you didn't see The Life of Chuck, there are two ways to catch up. Tuesday, the film based on the Stephen King short story comes out on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD. And Wednesday, it's back in theaters for one night only.
Every time I got on a plane, I would look out a window and I would think, from that mountain to that river, that is my responsibility. Oh, well, this is normal.
Prime Minister covers the rise, reign, and resignation of New Zealand's Jacinda Ardern as she dealt with sexism, various crises, and giving birth while in office. The documentary debuts Tuesday on HBO Max.
I had two big dreams when I was little: to be a mother and to have a career as a singer and an actor. Until I grew up, and it felt like striving for one threatened the other.
Satisfied profiles Tony winner Renee Elise Goldsberry, her difficult road to motherhood, then leaving her children nightly as the only mother in the cast of the smash Broadway hit Hamilton. Satisfied is in theaters for 3 nights only beginning Tuesday. Locations and showtimes at fathomentertainment.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And we are once again gearing up for the Bless Our Children campaign. Every year, Draper Media works to make the holiday season brighter for children on Delmarva. The money raised goes to charitable groups who then buy Christmas presents. And right now, we are accepting funding applications from those nonprofits through October 1st. And you can find the link at blessourchildren.org.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Well, we're seeing temperatures in the 60s. Stepping outside the door this morning, still going to have that mugginess in the air today. Winds are really going to be picking up along the coast through the day today and into tomorrow. I'll talk about when we'll finally shed away the clouds and when it's going to finally start feeling like autumn when Coast TV News Today comes right back.
The time is now 5:48 and we are taking a live look outside at Ocean City this morning. Chris, yesterday the story was fog. This morning a clear drive-in for me. That is always something that we appreciate in the morning time when it's dark outside.
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of clouds in play today, and that's kind of helping insulate things, and we're not really seeing that fog develop across the area. So today, shaping up to be a similar day to what we had yesterday. Mild muggy with temperatures in the 70s. Right now we're holding at 71 in Ocean City. Winds are going to continue out of the northeast at about 8 miles an hour, but winds are really going to pick up at the coast later on today. We're at 70 in Rehoboth, 67 Milton, 64 Harrington to 67 in Salisbury. You see winds right now gusting 20 Indian River Inlet, 17 in Ocean City. Gusts are going to be picking up about 20, 25 miles an hour through the afternoon. It's been quite a muggy finish to the month of September, but you could see cold front's going to be pushing through tonight, and that's going to bring in drier air. Dew points are going to be falling into the 40s and 50s, and it's really going to be feeling good on Delmarva. Rainfall, we're pretty dry. This is not reaching the surface. You can see some shower activity well off to the west. This is the cold front that's going to bring the drier air tonight, and then there's Imelda. The backside of it beginning to push out to sea, some rain, enhanced rain along this stationary boundary there across the Carolinas. So here is Hurricane Umberto, a Category 2 hurricane just to the west of Bermuda. Tropical Storm Imelda on the cusp of being a hurricane. Both of these systems are going to be tracking out to sea here over the course of the next day. Rain chances very slim over the next 7 days. In fact, we may not see any rain until next Wednesday. Gale warnings are in effect for the entire Delmarva coast. Those run through 6 o'clock Wednesday. High surf advisories, Worcester, Accomack counties, those kick in this afternoon at 2 and run through 6 a.m. Thursday. Waves as high as 11 feet developing over the course of Wednesday. 77 this afternoon, Milford 76, Georgetown 74, Cambridge 78, Easton. Highs around 76 in Salisbury this afternoon with a lot of cloud cover. Once again, northeast winds picking up along the coast. We gradually begin to clear late tonight through early tomorrow morning, so we could see some clouds to start, especially southern Delmarva, and we clear from north to south, and by the afternoon, mostly sunny skies with highs in the upper 60s. There's those winds gusting 25 to 30 this afternoon. The peak wind gusts come in late tonight through early tomorrow morning, gusting as high as 40 miles an hour along the coast, and we'll keep it breezy into the day on Thursday. So there's the setup. Umberto, Imelda pushing out to sea, high pressure building in. Dangerous rip currents and swells are going to be developing late today into the day on Wednesday. So even though it's going to be sunny the rest of the week, we're still going to be dealing with a high risk of rip currents. 76 today, cloudy and muggy with breezy conditions along the coast. We're at 59 overnight with decreasing clouds. A windy start to the day on Wednesday for the coastal areas. We're at 70 degrees as sunshine breaks out through the afternoon, and a mostly sunny Thursday, Friday. Overnight lows Thursday, Friday morning in the mid to upper 40s away from the coast. 71 by Friday afternoon, and a really nice weekend shaping up with temperatures near 80 by Sunday. Matt.
All right, thank you, Chris. New this morning, the Salisbury Zoo is making upgrades. It's part of its push to regain national accreditation. According to the zoo, it will close from October 13th through the 15th. This is for resurfacing of pathways across the grounds. This project is designed to improve safety, enhance accessibility for strollers and wheelchairs, and provide a more comfortable experience for visitors. Zoo officials say the work is part of their larger plan to regain accreditation from the Association of Zoos and Aquariums.
A Kent County sports hub is getting a major upgrade with a brand new expansion. According to organizers, the stadium field expansion will add a 5,500 square foot tournament room to DE Turf in Frederica. Plans call for locker rooms, a banquet style space, and more bleachers, doubling spectator seating. DE Turf says the upgrades will allow the complex to host NCAA Division I, II, and III conference championships and other large events. The project could also attract more events to Kent County.
Kent County will see an impact because, like I said, we'll have more big tournament operators coming in to rent our facility. And then also our local high schools and colleges will be able to use our stadium with the locker room addition. That'll give the high schools a chance to come here and play in a big game atmosphere.
Organizers say construction is set to begin within the next few weeks with the goal of having the new building complete by spring of next year. The time is now 5:53, and we are going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pets of the day, we got two cute cats on your screen. Check out Juliet and Teddy. Juliet is the black and brown cat that's up front, and Teddy's the black and white one that's hiding behind her. And these two fabulous felines were submitted to us by Matt in Hurlock.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Scan the QR code at the top of your screen to submit your friends to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
The time is now 5:56, and we are going to take another look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, today, Chris, it's about waiting for that humidity to clear out.
Yeah, it's been so stubborn, just kind of sticking around here, and we're going to continue to see the cloudy skies through the day today. Temperatures once again reaching the mid to upper 70s, so kind of a carbon copy of what we saw yesterday here on Delmarva. The only difference is the winds are going to be picking up primarily at the coast with gusts as high as 25, 30. Overnight into Wednesday, we could see some gusts as high as 40. Also, dangerous risk of rip currents. That begins today and really lingers through Friday. Some high surf as well into Wednesday. Could see some waves as high as 10 to 11 feet, especially down through Ocean City. Cold front comes through tonight, drops us into the upper 60s by Thursday. Look at those morning lows, some 40s by Thursday and Friday morning, and a really nice end of the week. We're at 71 Friday, and we keep that sunshine in play through Saturday and Sunday. Gradual warming trend there towards the end of the weekend into early next week, and we're going to stay pretty dry as well. Not looking at any rain until potentially next Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And coming up in our next hour, road to reassessment reform. The next step begins today in Delaware. All lawmakers are hoping to accomplish with a round of public hearings. That and more when Coast TV News Today continues.